Hi, welcome back to my channel where we go beyond the buzzword, beyond the basics, and beyond the BS to help you really master marketing agility. Today, we're talking about agile marketing leadership. This video is for leaders. We're talking to everybody from CMO to VP to middle management. If you're in charge of a group of people inside of a marketing department that's trying to be more agile, this is for you. Actually, if you are managed by any of those people, this video is probably for you as well. So there's something here for just about everybody. Before we get into the right and wrong way to be a leader inside of an agile marketing organization, however, I have a quick ask of you. If you like this video, this topic, the content, all that good stuff, please hit that like button and particularly the subscribe button for this channel. That helps me know that you like the content, that it's helpful to you, because ultimately that's why I'm here, is to help you guys make marketing agility a reality. And so if this video is useful in that regard, please let me know. That way I can make more videos like this. Okay. On to the right and wrong ways to lead an agile marketing team or organization. First of all, let's talk about the early days when agile marketing is just beginning. Things are just starting, and there are some good and bad ways to handle that situation as a marketing leader. The bad way is to do the mic drop version. Clunk. Where you show up one day, probably January-ish, when we're doing the big marketing visioning for the year, right? And we show the big giant slide deck and you say, guess what, guys? We're agile. So great. And that's it. We're going to be agile because I want you guys to do more with less and be faster. But that's really all I got. That's the executive mic drop, and we do not want that. This is not going to get people excited. This is just going to make them think this is another kind of management fad that they can just wait out until you get bored with it, and then things will go back to the way they always have been. Instead, the right way to lead early on in a transformation is to co-create with your teams. Help them get excited about this change by involving them in discussions. Every single agile marketing transformation is different. They all follow a similar path and they have some things in common, but you're not going to be able to just copy paste what worked with somebody else. You need to talk to your teams, talk about process, talk about tools, talk about workflow, what's working right now and what is broken. Let them know why you're interested in Agile in the first place. And this is a good time for you as a leader to reflect on that as well. If it's all about speed and productivity and that's it, maybe this isn't the right solution, because Agile is also about customer centricity and team empowerment and individual autonomy and rapid iteration. If these are things that scare you and don't sound like they're going to jive with your organizational culture, you might have some bigger battles to fight before Agile is right for you, and that's okay. But if you know that those kinds of things, in addition to speed and productivity, are things that will benefit your marketing function and your organization, great. Agile is going to work perfectly for you. But you need to convey all this to your team. Just telling them, we're going to be agile now, get on board or get out, while sometimes helpful, is not always the right approach. They need to know why. What benefits are they going to see as individuals? Because there are a lot. Individuals benefit enormously by working in an agile system, and so sell it to them a little bit. Make this a win-win scenario, not another mandate from on high. You also need to be prepared to train them. Marketers don't know how Agile works just magically because you said we're going to be Agile this year. They need education. The vast majority of us have not worked this way before. The data that we collect every year at AgileSherpas indicates we're somewhere in like the 35% adoption range inside of the marketing profession. That's the percentage of marketers actually using Agile. That's not the majority. Don't assume that your marketers are going to get it right away. Commit to training them. There are lots of options from an actual Agile marketing certification now. I'll put links to all of this in with this video so you can access this information. There's all kinds of good stuff online. If you don't want to do in person, there's no excuse anymore not to get people trained. Commit to training. Everything will go a whole lot more smoothly. All right, so that's early days. Middle, as things are actually kicking off, right? Teams are spinning up. You're starting to use some of the practices and the principles. There's a right and a wrong way to act here as well. The wrong way is to give it all lip service and say, yes, Agile, totally, 100% on board with this, and then to continue to do everything the way you already did. You can't expect the teams to change if you're not going to change as well. They can sense it. When I go in to train teams, within 30 seconds of the session starting, someone will raise their hand and say, when are the leaders getting trained? They realize that their behavior change will be irrelevant if leadership doesn't change too. So get on board. One of the best ways to do this is to actually build a leadership Kanban board. Something that shows that you recognize that there are big challenges, you're going to visualize them, and the leadership is going to work on them. Show the teams what you're trying to tackle. Maybe you need to investigate and pay for a big enterprise project management tool, and that's going to be a long-term effort, but show the steps that you're taking to move in that direction. And really, honestly, I know this is hard because leadership calendars are crazy, and it's hard to get everybody in the same room. Show up for the training. You're going to get it for your teams because you know how to lead the right way now. You're going to get it for the teams. Come to the trainings. You're paying for it. Make the time. The teams that have their leaders come to training with them feel so much better about this transition. If it's a 2 or 3 day offsite workshop, maybe you can't make the whole thing, but come for at least some of it. It makes such a big impact on the team. They feel that commitment. They know that you're going to change too. So show them that you're on board. Don't just say that you are. Walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk. We've got through the bumpy early parts. How do you lead in an ongoing way as an Agile marketer? Lots of things that need to continually evolve for Agile to be successful over the long term. One of them is planning and strategy, right? These cannot look exactly like they did in a traditional non-Agile world. We need to get comfortable planning more MVP style campaigns, minimum viable project, minimum viable campaign. What's the smallest thing that we could do right now and put out in the world and learn from? We have to get more comfortable doing that instead of falling back on the traditional, we release it once every 3 months, once every 6 months, once every 9 months. These big bang campaigns are not Agile in the true sense of the word. We have to be able to adapt and iterate for it to be an Agile plan or strategy. We also have to think differently about the way that we promote and evaluate people. An Agile environment is very team-centric, and so if you're used to evaluating individual performance, you may have to make some adjustments there. 360-degree reviews where you get input from lots of different people, not just a functional manager, are a great step in that direction. And also, software development has led the way in really exciting ways by creating some individual contributor paths that don't involve becoming a middle manager or a senior manager or a VP. There's not that hierarchical progression because most Agile marketing environments tend to flatten out, and you're not going to have all these layers to promote people into. So you have to be able to support their professional development and their compensation through a different model. I'll put some links here so you can investigate that as well. But just knowing that you can't continue in that same route is enough to get you started, and then you can create a map, put it on your leadership Kanban board to show that you're working through these hard, thought-provoking issues that will affect the team farther down the road. That's the right way to proceed over the long term. The wrong way is to just assume that you can still micromanage and dictate and swoop in and destroy the team's plans because you had a great idea. You have to continue to respect the process even when you think you know better, because they can tell when you don't follow the process because you think that you're above it, or it doesn't apply to you, or this is this one very important exception. It's not. Follow the process, right? Your commitment will be mirrored by other people outside of marketing. If sales leadership sees you circumventing the process, they will do it too. Follow the process, respect the team. This will help you get that long-term, ongoing, really amazing results that you want. This is why Agile exists and why we do all the hard work up front. Don't make it all for nothing by falling back into old habits. Thank you for being here, leaders. If you have questions, shoot me an email. I'm happy to chat. I know it's hard sometimes to be the one at the helm of all of this. So if you need a sounding board or therapy or whatever, that's really what Agile coaching is kind of therapy for professionals. So shoot me an email. I'm happy to chat about any of this, but it's very, very important for leaders to be on board with this and to do as much behavior change, if not more, than the teams they're working on. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in a week with another video to help you master marketing agility.